Well, we can go to the grounds now for the very latest. Martina Buguri joins us from the northern region. Martina, what can you report as far as the NPP's executive elections are concerned?
They are yet to commence the whole program. We're told that it will start at 8, but it's past 10, and people are yet to assemble. We have had some few aspirants arriving and some few delegates arriving. The EC has been set up since 8 o'clock, and so they are ready. It's just left with those who are supposed to come in, and they will have the conference before they would begin the voting. And so I earlier on spoke to a member of the election committee, Matthew Nindame. He says that they are talking to the various chairmen to whip their people to order, and so any moment from now they are expecting that they would troop in so that the elections will begin. We have 16 slots and 31 people are contesting for these slots. But the key contention is the chairmanship slot, where we have the incumbent chairman Mohammed Bansima Samba and Alaji Inusa Dagomba Boy. They have been the front liners in this campaign, and they have made all the noise, all the issues have centered on these two people. And so people are all set to see the outcome of this election. I must say that organization-wise, in terms of security is tight. There are several checks that you need to go through, body scanning, before you are allowed access into the venue. And unless you have accreditation, you will certainly not be allowed to come in.
In the Ashanti region, we are hearing that the race is actually between Wuntumi and Koka. I'm talking about the chairmanship race. From where you are, what are the big names as far as the chairmanship election is concerned? Yes,
like I said, it has centered on the chairmanship slot, and we have the incumbent Mohammed Bansima Samba and Alaji Inusa Amadou Dagomba Boy. These two names have been the big names since the inception of the campaign up to date. And when you come into the venue, you actually notice that these are the two big names. Their billboards, their paraphernalia are bigger and very visible from the entrance. Anywhere you pass, you will see them. And they have dominated the airwaves decisions. Talk shows have all centered on these two people. We have had people talk of who wins the regional chairmanship, and it's been on and on about these two people, even after this morning. And so these are the two people that people are looking up, even though we have 16 slots. It looks like it's centered on these two.
Martina Buguri from the northern region. Let's now go to the Bono East region and speak with Anas Sabit, our correspondent there. Anas Sabit, what can you report in terms of mood and preparations towards the elections?
Yes, Asha, here in the Bono East region, the elections is being held here at the Kintampo College of Health and Wellbeing Campus. And as I speak to you, the delegates trooping in their numbers, and the aspirants have spotted quite a few of them interacting or engaging some of these delegates who are set to vote. We have some 23 candidates aspiring to lead the party towards the next elections, and out of this, we have the chairmanship position, which is the most keenly contested. 3 persons, aspiring to lead the party. At the chairmanship position, we have the incumbent Thomas Edu Etia, who is having a lot of support here, and then we have Ibrahim Baba Bukari, and then also Prince Yao Dungina, all three aspiring for the chairmanship position. We have the other positions, with the exception of the youth organizer, where we have fresh candidates. Almost all the other positions, we have the incumbents being contested by fresh candidates. Talk of security here, I see a lot of police personnel here, and then we have some internal, party security officers also here, ensuring that nobody gets into the voting center or premises or the voting hall without accreditation. So we have tight security, both looking at the Ghana Police Service and then in terms of the internal security that belongs to the party. And as it stands, we have a peaceful atmosphere here. We are hoping that very soon the voting processes will begin and then everything will go on as planned from the Kintampo College of Health here in the Bonus region. And
as has the chairmanship slot also dominated the elections where you are?
Exactly so. Like I said earlier, the three persons who are vying for the chairmanship position, it's going to be very difficult for one to predict easily that this person or that person is likely going to win this particular post. And then apart from that, I know the secretary position where we have two persons, the incumbent David Boache and then Kofi Amopa, also one position that is going to be keenly contested. Look at the organizer position. We have also Musa Suleimana, Quine Isaac, and then the assistant secretary position, Ajman Makati, Muhammad Suleimana, and then Tadi Charles Banjo. And also another area we will be having a keen contest would have to do with the women's organizer position where the incumbent Sophia Afie down. So we're going to battle it out with Akosia Kufo, who the two faced each other in the previous elections held in the year 2018, with Sophia winning as the incumbent. Akosia Kufo is coming in strongly this time around. So anything can happen with that particular position as well. And yes, almost all the positions as I speak, but the chairmanship position is where you have the key men in the party all hoping to lead the party ahead of the 2024 elections. Here in the Bonus region, Aisha, we have 11 seats here. Before the 2020 elections, the NPP had 5, and the NDC had 6. But as we speak now, the NDC has 8, with 7, with the NPP having 4. So whoever is coming in would have a Herculean task to do or a lot to do in order to convert the region into an NPP area, Aisha.
Anas Sabit is our man in the Bono East region. From Bono East, let's go to the Upper East region. Albert Sori is standing by for us. Albert Sori, what can you report from your region?
Yes, so here in Bogatanga, the NATCO, where the election is set to take place, there's been some delay, mainly because delegates are still arriving at the venue. Voting was set to start at 8 a.m. today, but as we speak, it is not clear when they start voting. But from what I've gathered so far on the ground, everything is set. Most of the party elders and the people who have been sent from the national level to come and monitor the election are all here. What we don't know is what is keeping the delegates from arriving at the venue. But it is going to be something very interesting to watch in this region because the chairmanship position is one that is going to be very keenly contested because there are 6 people who are vying for this position, including the current chairman, Tony Namu, who is seeking re-election for the second term. Now, the elections and what the aspirants have all been talking about is the fact that the NPP in this region lost the seats that they have in the Upper East region prior to the 2020 elections. They had 3 seats.
Albert, sorry, we are losing you there. If you can be a bit audible for us.
Asha, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but you need to speak up a bit.
Okay, so I was saying that the chairmanship race is one that is very being keenly contested in this region because the message from most of the aspirants, including those for the chairmanship position, has been one of the fact that the NPP lost all the seats that they had in this region prior to the 2020 election. They had 3 parliamentary seats in Afrongo Central, Sevilla, and Timpani, which they lost all in the last election. They managed to snatch the Binduri seat from the NDC, and that is the only seat that they have in this region. And so the campaign messages have all been centered around winning the executive positions and working hard to make sure that they win back the seats that they lost in the last election, and also to retain the one that they have, and hopefully win more seats for the party in this region. So this has been the message for all the aspirants who are contesting various executive positions in the Upper East region.
Abesori is reporting from the Upper East region. We can also go to the Northeast region and speak with Elias Tanko. Elias Tanko, what's the latest from where you are? Eliasu?
Well, just my back here.
Eliasu, kindly unmute for me. So Eliasu.
Yes, so this is Aisha, can you hear me?
Go ahead, Eliasu.
Yeah, so I'm currently at the Nalerigo Senior High School. This is a dining hall where the process is currently ongoing. The delegates, as well as the aspirants themselves, are seated. We have about 146 delegates who are taking part in this particular context. 52 aspirants who are also vying for about 10 positions here, and they are all currently seated. The regional minister has just made a comment. The regional party has also been given the opportunity to make a comment. The council of the party elders have also been given opportunity to make their comment. And currently the process is ongoing. I'm told that very soon the election itself will kickstart. But as we have been following the campaign around, the position that is most competitive here in this particular contest is the regional chairman position. We have about 3 persons currently, including the incumbent himself, Nuruddin Husseini. We have one Akamara Bawa, and then also Mohammed Shani, who are contesting to snatch this position from Nuruddin Husseini. And all of them have, if you like, a common message. All of them are saying that they are winning this election for the vice president. We know this is a some region, and we also know that he also aspiring to be the leader of the NPP going into the 2024 election. And so all the aspirants that have engaged, or nearly all the 52 aspirants that have engaged, have common message, and that is to win this election, reorganize the party, and ensure that they win all the 6 seats so that it can help the aspiration of the vice president. So very soon, I'm told that the election will begin here at the Nalerigo Senior High School in the regional capital, Nalerigo here.
Elias Tanko is our man in the Northeast region. We sure will bring you more on this one. But Samuel Asari is in the Ahafo region. He's also joined us live with some updates from the Ahafo region. Hello, Samuel. What differently can you report from where you are? Hello, Samuel. Samuel, do unmute for me so we can hear you.
Come again?
Yes, so you are live on JoyNews desk. Tell me what we should expect in the Ahafo region as far as the NPP elections are concerned.
Well, when it comes to Ahafo region, the NPP regional executive election is about to take up. As I speak to you, all the candidates and delegates are seated at the hall where the election is taking place. Now, when it comes to Ahafo, we have the total number of delegates is 154. Then we have 32 aspirants contesting or vying for the various positions. Now let's look at the nature of security here. Now, when it comes to the premises, before a delegate, a candidate, or any other person can get access to the premises where the election is being taking place, there is a huge police officers fully armed. Before you enter, they will make sure they search you to ensure that you are not having any device or any item that can distract the election. Aside that, when we get to the premises of the elections, police security is also massive, as well as the exact place or the exact hall where the election is going to take place. The security is ensuring that before someone will have access to the hall, the person is supposed to have an accredited something to enter the hall. So currently, that is the situation. The election committee, it was supposed to begin at exactly 9 a.m. But as I speak to you now, we are not yet started elections as I speak to you now. Still, speeches are coming, and still the MP is trying to call delegates to enter the premises so that we start the whole process.
Samuel Asari there from the Hafo region. Isaac Nonya joins us from the Savannah region. Isaac, what can you report from the Savannah region?
Yes, Savannah region, we have a good number of security personnel here. And there are about 3 blockades or checkpoints to ensure that there's sanity in the area. And also, there's, according to the electoral officers, the polls are supposed to start somewhere 8 a.m. But I will speak, a good number of delegates are not here. And out of the 137 delegates, we are told that there are only 80 delegates here. And if things will keep on like this, and it's even 12 or 1, they'll have to wait for all of them to come around. Our checks in town reveal that many of the delegates are still meeting some of this. Many of the, the candidates are still having one-on-one with the delegates to be sure that they will do their bidding. I think that's what is influencing the delay here. You know, Aisha, if you know the Savannah region very well, you cannot talk about NPP affairs without mentioning the Member of Parliament for Dama constituency, Samuel Abu Jinapor. And the rumors on the ground is that anybody that he backs is surely going to carry the day. And those who think that they are underdogs are doing their work very well to be sure that whether the MP backs them or not, they'll be able to carry the show at the end of the day. And also, gender activists are very worried about the level of women participation in this year's election. Unlike last year, the last election, where you have 3 women in the show, there are 2 for the regional women organizer, and you have automatic deputy as the deputy women organizer, and that of the Nasara regional organizer, who was also a woman. She is happy to get an appointment as a DC for Solatuna Kalba. And for that matter, a man is going for that position. The only woman contesting the general election here is one going for the second vice. And we have 3 women going for the regional women organizer. So in the situation where the second vice candidate loses to her male counterpart, you only have 2 women, the women organizer and her deputy. And that is what an official from the national level, one perpetual, is very worried. He says she's disappointed that at this particular area, women are not able to challenge, to stand forth and manage the electoral affairs.
Isaac Nonya, thank you very much for the updates from the Savannah region.